Hello, ladies and gentlemen, HoloTide here, and today we're going to talk about some marathon controversy, drama, something that really hasn't been a part of the game and the community so far, other than the whole Steam charts posting stuff. But something happened with the content creator. They basically griefed another team after the compiler fight in Cryo. And if you've done it, it takes multiple weekends. You're grinding keys, doing the DNA puzzle stuff, and surviving other teams. It's very difficult for a non-content creator to do, at least in my opinion. Of course, there are people who are just cracked at the game who don't stream or make YouTube videos. But for most people, it's difficult. And that team, they finally dropped the hardest boss in the game. They're in the loot room, a place that's not supposed to be reached by any other team in the game. And while they're looting, they get jumped, killed. And I've been waiting to make this video because I wanted to see what Bungie was going to say. And their tweet, to me, is just like, well, we'll think about it, what we're gonna do. And I think that we need to talk about why this is bigger than just one clip or one content creator or one team getting griefed. Now, I want to preface this by saying I don't know that streamer. I had never heard of them before. I think they do Destiny stuff. I also believe that they're in the marathon creator program, so that's also kind of a bad look. But from what I gathered, this dude does game-breaking stuff in Destiny and things like that. So it's not something that he's necessarily new to. But basically, they used an out-of-bounds bug, glitch, exploit thing to get to the compiler chamber room where all the loot is. They waited for another team to finish that fight, come inside, and then they counted down, 3, 2, 1, and then jumped them. And that's brutal to me. If I was on the other team, I've played games for so many years, I've seen cheaters and been griefed and stuff like that. And most of the time it's easy because you're just like, all right, GG, let's go next. Especially in games that are ranked and you're playing a cheater. You report them, you lose some CSR or whatever it is, and then you go play again. It's frustrating, but in Marathon, it's very different. They just completed the pinnacle activity for PvE and PvP in the Cryo Archive. Something that can take weeks of preparation for. You're taking in your best gear probably. You're finally getting amazing gear and you just get wiped. And the part that really rubs me wrong is I hate to use this word, but it's very cringy to me. That content creator tweeted the most heinous, evil, disgusting thing I've ever done in a video game. And I don't know if they thought that people were going to be like, oh, this is hilarious and funny. Oh my gosh, hee. Or that he wasn't going to get backlash or something. I don't know. In the clip, they're like, oh my gosh, we're so evil and stuff. And it's just, I don't know, kind of weird behavior to me. Said that they were only doing it to show Bungie that this was an exploit. And again, I feel like there are so many ways that you could have gone about this that would have actually been funny, scaring that team and then being like, all right, whatever, you guys can have yourself peace or whatever. I don't know. I really don't know what they were thinking, man. They knew what they were doing. He knew what he was doing. I don't know if the other dudes in that group are streamers and stuff too, but they're calling the shot, they're posting the clip, and it's just why? He was doing this on stream. And again, exploits happen in every game. We've all seen it. Bungie even has part of their terms of service or whatever it is that players won't get banned for in-game exploits that are Bungie's fault. A lot of people have been talking about, is this cheating? It's not downloading hacks or anything like that. And in games like Marathon, where certain exploits can be used to gain a significant competitive advantage, I feel like it goes deeper than just a normal game. Because it's a loot extraction game and when you die, you lose whatever you brought in. That risk-reward tension of the game is the entire point. And Cryo Archive is the highest stakes version of that loop. But when somebody bypasses all that stuff with some geometry bypass glitch, they're not outplaying you. They're not really even playing the game. They're just exploiting a broken door to skip straight to that other team's reward screen. And I saw a ton of people responding to that clip or quote tweeting it. And it's I love the game, but I would really reconsider playing if this happened to me. And the amount of people quote tweeting that stuff, myself included, because I was like, bro, I would quit the game if this actually happened to me. I really think there was real damage done. I made a video before about things Marathon needs to get right, and cheating and stuff was one of them. And once a game loses that feeling of safety or that everybody's cheating or exploiting the game, what's the point of earning anything or even playing the game at that point? Like, that clip hurt the game more than helped bring light to an issue. And it didn't have to. So what did Bungie actually do? They had an official response. They're going to fix the out of bounds issue before Cryo becomes available again. You know, there's also going to be like ranked Cryo, so that's good. They also said that they gifted the affected team extra rewards to make up for it, and that's cool, I guess. But that's just one team, and if like other people start like abusing this kind of stuff, and are you going to do that for every team? Bungie also said in the past, we have not taken action against players going out of bounds, but due to this case heavily affecting other players negatively, we'll be reviewing our policies and sharing more details soon. While we don't want to punish players for bugs that they run into by accident, we will communicate more clearly the line that players should not cross. So again, reading that carefully, we'll be reviewing our policies. That's not, we're going to ban a player or we're taking action. They're reviewing it. They reviewed. Another part of that was we don't punish players for bugs that they run into by accident. It's not accident that like this dude goes out of their way to find this stuff. And again, all they had to do was clip it, send it to Bungo. They're in the creator Discord. Easy. But they did not do that. I'm just taking a sip of my Baja Blast. And again, the problem is that this is a PvP extraction game, and like soft language and repercussions aren't really a deterrent. Now, Bungie has the option to set an actual precedent right now that will define what Marathon is allowed to become in future seasons. So think about it as, you know, a content creator, just a normal person. You find an exploit, you're griefing dozens of teams, just taking all their stuff, and then you finally post it publicly, and your punishment is that the people that you killed get compensation, and you don't really get in trouble at all. You know, there are people calling for a permanent ban, saying that intent was clearly there. He specifically waited for a team to show up. Apparently, others had said that this person had done it before and was bragging about it on Twitch streams. It's not an accident. It wasn't them just being exploratory. It was deliberate, performed for an audience. And again, this person is a Marathon creator who is representing the game and the community. And that alone has to warrant some type of punishment that's meaningful. Do I think he should get permaban? Probably not. I could definitely see if this is like a reoccurring thing that this person does, though, I could see, you know, a actual ban being worth it. And again, like the community has been pretty clear, you know, understanding not punishing people for running into an exploit by accident, but they're doing, that team did it to negatively affect other players. And the evidence is right there. And again, I don't know if they thought that it was going to be funny or there wasn't going to be backlash. I don't know. I can't imagine doing that and being like, oh my gosh, let me post this because people are going to find it funny. But then again, I'm like a well-adjusted person, feel like I grew up in a different time when everything wasn't done for social media and clicks and blah, 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 blah. And that's what the community is saying. And then Bungie's kind of silence about it is not great, in my opinion. Now, what can Bungie actually do to kind of save face from all of this and have actual unannounced consequences, not just as a vague policy review? They need to clearly communicate that intentional exploit abuse that harms other players will result in real bans. Not a warning. We need that Bungie ban hammer from Halo to come back. They need a clear, published exploit policy. Right now, there's a little bit of gray area, and they need to define it in actual writing. Make it simple, clear, and enforceable. And something that they're doing already, but they need to make sure that there's actual safeguards in Cryo. Like, that compiler room should be the most secured space in the game's maps, geometry. The fact that a crack in the map could lead to this is not great. So to me, like, Marathon is a great game, in my opinion. I know that some people will have different opinions about that. I think that it's great with its tense, rewarding in-game experiences, something that a lot of other extraction shooters just don't have. Cryo Archive, when it works, is really special. The compiler fight is one of those memory-making moments in games for people. And Bungie is at a crossroads right now. The way they handle this moment, not just the little patch of the map, but the accountability will tell all players now and in the future what kind of enforcement policy Marathon has and how you should feel safe. Fix the geometry, yeah, that's great. That's important, but more importantly, make it mean something when someone is deliberately weaponizing a bug or an exploit against another player's best moment in the game. Because if they don't, people are just going to keep posting this stuff and continue to look for these crazy out of bounds routes and exploits and everything. You know, they're going to be looking for all of them, not just one singular one. Now, that's just my opinion. And truly, I'm also a nobody, so it's not that it matters that much. But I thought this video was important to make. I was waiting to see what Bungie was going to say. I was waiting to see what the community was going to say. I was waiting to see if that person would, I don't know, make a genuine apology. And I don't know if I feel like they did or not. Again, I don't know that person. And I'm sure if they watch this video or if they've already clicked off that they don't care about me or my opinion of them. Quite honestly, you shouldn't on the internet. But let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see, if you think this is a bannable offense or if it's not really that big of a deal, if it's Bungie's fault and all that stuff. I'm curious to know. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We do marathon content, Halo content, cool stuff like that. I could be your third favorite YouTuber, maybe your fourth favorite, depending on who you like ahead of me. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.